Welcome students. So let's continue with our chemical reactions and chemical equation. I have taken two lectures for this chapter. Okay. In that two lectures, in first lecture we have discussed about the chemical reactions. Okay. Then in the next we have discussed about the chemical equations and what different informations were to be provided in a chemical equations. Okay, so let's revise once more what are the different informations we have provided there. So we can provide the states of the matter there. So first was the solid. For solid we were depicting the representing their S, small s letter. For liquids we were representing their L, and for gases we were representing them with a small g. Okay. Then AQ was represented for aqueous solutions, the solutions which was containing solvent as water. Okay, the solution which was containing solvent as water. Also, we can represent the color of the particular substances which are present in our chemical reaction. Okay, also we can represent the different processes which are being used in the chemical process, such as burning. So burning can be represented by this sign delta there. Okay, also the different conditions used in the reaction, such as temperature or the pressure used in that reaction, or other than this also different conditions are there that can also be represented on below or upside of this arrow sign there. Okay, also the evolution of gases. Okay, in the product side the evolution of gases is there, then we can represent that by this upside arrow. And the precipitation present in the product side, it can be represented by this downside arrow or by this word ppt. Okay, so these were some of the ways how we can represent different things in our chemical. We can make our chemical equation more informative by using this particular way. Okay, next let's continue and take the next part of our chapter, that is the types of chemical reaction. Okay, what are the different types of chemical reaction which we have to study in this chapter? So the first type of chemical reaction which we have to study in this chapter is the combination chemical reaction. Okay, so what is a combination chemical reaction? A combination chemical reaction, also known as synthesis reaction. Okay, so by the word combination you have got an idea that in this reaction something will be related to the combination of two or more substances. Okay, also in other words, this same reaction can be represented as synthesis. Synthesis means to join. Okay, to join, and combination also means that only, to join. Okay, so the proper definition of this reaction becomes a reaction in which two or more chemical substances combine with each other to form a single new substance is called combination chemical reaction. Okay, this type of reaction in which two or more substances are joined together to form a single new substance, then it is called as a combination chemical reaction. Okay, the general form of this chemical reaction is, let's take two substances A and B. Okay, we are taking two substances as reactants which are A and B. And after the combination of this A and B, the product which is formed out here, it is AB. So here you can see that a single product AB has been formed out, but the number of reactants here are two. Okay, so this is an example of your combination reaction, not example, but this is a general formula where A can be a single substance and B can be a another substance which are acting as reactant in this reaction, and AB which is formed due to the combination of these two products. More than two products, more than two reactants can also be there. Okay, and all will be combined together to form a single product only. The product will always be single here. So this will be the combination reaction. Let's take an example here. So the first example which I am taking here is the example of reaction between a metal and non-metal. Okay, between metal and non-metal. Okay, so here when a metal and non-metal is been reacted, then generally a salt is been formed out here. Okay, and a single product is formed out here, which is generally a salt. So here I am taking an example of sodium metal, which is solid, and chlorine gas, Cl2 gas. Okay, so when sodium is being reacted with Cl2 gas, then a product NaCl, sodium hydroxide, or other way we call it as common salt, the salt which we use at our home for making our food tasty. Okay, so that is known as common salt. This has been formed out here. Okay, so here you can see that sodium and chlorine, two reactants are being used out here to produce a single product, sodium chloride. Okay, so this is a type of combination reaction. Next, another type of combination reaction is also there, where metals and non-metals are reacted with oxygens to form the oxides. Okay, to form the oxides. Here I am taking an example. When I was burning the magnesium ribbon in air, so there magnesium was actually reacting with the oxygen gas, because for burning process what is required, the oxygen gas is very much essential for the burning process, you know that thing. So hence, when anything is burned, it is actually reacting with oxygen. So when magnesium is being burnt in the presence of air, then magnesium oxide, MgO, is being formed out. So here also you can see two reactants are there, but a single product is being formed out here. So hence it is also a type of combination reaction only. But here what you have seen that a metal is been reacted with non-metal. One more example we can take for non-metal also. So here, when coal is been burnt in the presence of oxygen, then CO2, means carbon dioxide, is been produced out here. So here carbon is a non-metal here. When it is reacted with coal, then carbon dioxide is formed out here. So this is also a combination reaction only, because two reactants are there and only a single product is been formed out here. Okay, so these are the different types of combination reaction, combination chemical reaction. Let's move further and see the next type of reaction here, which is decomposition reaction. Next type of reaction is the decomposition reaction. So the word decompose means to break down. Okay, decompose means to break down. So in a decomposition reaction, what happens? A decomposition reaction is a reaction in which a compound breaks down into two or more simpler substances. Okay, here the reactant will be single. Okay, here the reactant will be single, while the products will be more than or two or more than two in number. The products can be two or more than two in number. Okay, so just it is the opposite of the combination reaction only. In the combination reaction, what was there? Two or more reactants were there and a single product was been formed out. But in case of decomposition reaction, single reactant will be there and two or more products will be formed out. Okay, now there is a particular condition that additional energy we have to provide here. What we have to provide here? Additional energy has to be provided here in order to undergo a decomposition reaction, or in order to make a decomposition reaction to be performed out. Okay, so this additional energy or this external energy which we have to provide to the substances, to the reactant, it can be provided in the form of heat energy, or in the form of light energy, or in the form of electric current. Okay, in these three forms we can provide the energy externally, and due to these three forms only, the classification of decomposition reaction is also been done in the three different forms. We will study that thing in the further of this lecture only. Now let's take some example for the decomposition reaction and make it more clear. Okay, so let's take an example of the binary compound. First, what is a binary compound? Okay, first understand what is a binary compound. Binary compounds are the compounds that are composed of only two elements. Okay, that are composed of only two elements. No more than two elements will be there. So this word bi means 2. Okay, bi represents the number 2. So here binary compound means a compound which is containing only 2 elements. Okay, so in this type of compounds, when they undergo decomposition reaction, they decomposes into its constituent elements. Okay, means their 2 elements will be easily decomposed there, or they will be separated with each other in undergoing decomposition reaction. So let's take an example of mercury oxide. Okay, mercury oxide, which is a red colored solid. Okay, which is a red colored solid. When we heat this red colored solid, it decomposes. Okay, it decomposes and it forms mercury and oxygen. Okay, it forms mercury and oxygen, and both the elements are being separated out here. So here what is happening here, HgO, which is mercury oxide, which is red in color, on heating, when we heat them, then mercury gets separated from the oxygen and oxygen gas is released out here, and the color of this substance now becomes silverish in color. Okay, it becomes silverish, which is the color of the mercury. And I think you must know that mercury, it is the only metal which is in liquid state in the normal conditions also. Okay, it is the only metal which is in the liquid state in the normal condition also. Okay, now let's move further and take another example. Another example I have taken here, a reaction is also considered to be decomposition reaction even when one or more of the products are a compound in itself. Okay, means when a compound is broken out here, then the products are also compound. Okay, but when a single product reactant is there and it is been broken up into two or more compounds also, na, that also it is a type of decomposition reaction only. Okay, so here I have taken the example of limestone. Limestone, whose chemical formula is CaCO3 and the name is calcium carbonate. Okay, so when we heat limestone, or when the limestone or calcium carbonate is being heated, then it forms calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas is being released out. Okay, carbon dioxide gas is being released out. So this is also a type of decomposition reaction, because here you can see only a single reactant is there and more than two substances, two products are being produced as products. Okay, two substances are being produced as products. Next is the metal hydroxides. When metal hydroxides are heated, then they also produces metal oxides and water, and hence it is also a type of decomposition reaction only. Okay, so let's take an example for this. I am taking sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, when it is been heated, then it decomposes to sodium oxide and water. It decomposes to sodium oxide and water. Okay, so these are the examples of decomposition reaction. Now let's see what are the classification of the decomposition reaction, means the types of decomposition reaction. So the decomposition reactions are of three types. They are of three types. First is the thermal decomposition reaction. The second one is the electrolytic decomposition reaction, and the third one is the photo decomposition reaction or photolysis. Okay, it is also known as photolysis, and this electrical decomposition reaction is also known as electrolysis. Okay, these are the other names of these reactions. Now, first is the thermal decomposition reaction. Okay, thermal decomposition reaction. So, word thermal is been formed by the Greek word therm, which means heat. Okay, which means heat. So, this reaction requires the action of heat. It means when a decomposition reaction is occurred due to action of heat, okay, is occurred due to action of heat, then it is termed as thermal decomposition reaction. And here you can see that we are providing the heat. The heat is being given to the reactant. It means that it is absorbed by the reactant. Okay, the reactant is absorbing this heat. So hence the reaction in which the heat is being absorbed by the reactant, then it is called as endothermic reaction. So if I want to give you the definition for endothermic reaction, so it can be like this: endothermic reaction, a chemical reaction in which heat is being absorbed by the reactants in order to undergo the reaction, in order to undergo the reaction is called endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. Okay, a chemical reaction in which heat is absorbed by the reactant in order to undergo the reaction is called endothermic reaction. Okay, next let's take an example for this endothermic reaction or this thermal decomposition reaction. Okay, so when calcium carbonate or limestone is decomposed into calcium oxide, which is also known as quicklime, and carbon dioxide in heating. Okay, so when we heat calcium carbonate or limestone, then quicklime quicklime or calcium oxide is being produced out, and releasing of carbon dioxide is being done here. Okay, so here you can see the action of heat. So this is a type of thermal decomposition reaction, and also the previous all the reactions which we have seen in the decomposition reaction, all were been heated. So they were all the examples of the thermal decomposition reaction only. So you can write any of the three reactions which I have discussed before in this lecture. They were all under the thermal decomposition reaction only. Okay. Next, the next type of thermal decomposition reaction is the next type of decomposition reaction is the electrolytic decomposition reaction. Okay, electrolytic decomposition reaction. So in electrolytic decomposition reaction, the reaction in which electric current is passed through the solution, aqueous solution of the compound in order to undergo the decomposition of the substances is called electrolytic decomposition reaction, or also called as electrolysis. Okay, it is also called as electrolysis. So the best example for it is the electrolysis of water. Okay, electrolysis of water. So for electrolysis of water, I am taking a electrolysis container. Okay, I am taking a electrolysis container. In it, I have taken water. In this electrolysis container, I have taken the water, and two metal rods I am using here. Two metal rods I am using here. These metal rods are called as electrodes. We call them as electrodes. Okay, and these electrodes is connected to the battery. Okay, these electrodes are connected to the battery. So you know that battery is having two parts, na? One is the positive end and one is the negative end, and we have to connect these two rods to these two ends only, on positive end also and on the negative end also. Okay, so this, if the rod which is connected to the positive end of the battery, that particular electrode or that particular metal rod is called as anode. ANODE, anode. The electrode or the metal rod which is connected to the positive end of the battery, it is called as anode, and the electrode which is connected to the negative end of the battery is called as cathode. Okay, and always the electricity flows from anode to cathode. Always the electricity will flow from anode to cathode. It means the direction of electric current will be from anode towards the cathode. Okay, remember this thing. So when the electricity starts to flow through these metal rods, okay, and as these metal rods are not directly connected to each other, okay, but water is there, and you know that water is a very good conductor of electricity. In order to make it more good, we can use here 1 or 2 drops of any acid, HCl or H2SO4, like any of the acid we can use here in order to make it more conductive. Okay, so here the electricity will flow from the water and it will reach to the another rod, from one rod to another rod, and it will complete the circuit here. It will complete the circuit here, and the electricity will flow like this. Okay, from this direction, in this direction the electricity will flow. During this process, during the flow of electricity here, what will happen here? If two molecules of H2O is there, then due to the flow of this electric current, what will happen? It will decompose into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So here you can see that water, means H2O, is been decomposed into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, means it is been decomposed into its constituent elements. So hence it is also a type of decomposition reaction only. Let's consider we had made a solution of common salt and water, and we have taken this solution in this electrolysis container. So what will happen there? There the same reaction will take place, means electrolysis will be there, and this NaCl will be broken up into Na and Cl2. So here you can see that the NaCl, which is the single compound which is acting as reactant here, is been broken up into two of its product, which is Na and Cl, sodium and chlorine gas. Okay, so this is also a type of electrolysis only. So the reaction in which the decomposition reaction in which electric current is used is known as electrolytic decomposition reaction or electrolysis. Okay, let's move further. And the last type of decomposition reaction is the photo decomposition reaction. Okay, photo decomposition reaction. But first I want to bring your attention towards this word photo. This word photo is been derived from the word photon, and this photon is related to the light energy. Okay, it is related to the light energy, and which is the major source of light energy to earth? The major source of light energy for earth or for us, it is sun. You know this thing, it is sun only. So hence the decomposition reaction which is undergoing on the influence of solar energy, okay, which is undergoing on the influence of solar energy or light energy from the sun, is called as photo decomposition. Okay, it is known as the photo decomposition and reaction. Okay, it is known as the photo decomposition reaction. Now for the example I have taken silver chloride here. Okay, silver chloride's chemical formula is AgCl. When AgCl is taken in a china dish, okay, AgCl is generally white in color. It is a white colored salt. Okay, and it is taken in a china dish. It is taken in a china dish, and when it is exposed to sunlight, then after some time you will see there a gray colored substance has been left out there, and a pungent smell is coming there. A pungent smell is there near to this china dish. So this reaction shows the decomposition of AgCl or silver chloride into its constituent, which is silver and chlorine gas. Okay. Similarly, this reaction can also be seen in silver bromide. Okay, the same reaction can be seen in the silver bromide. Okay, so silver bromide, I want to take your attention towards the silver bromide's use. Okay, in previous time silver bromide or AgBr. Okay, silver bromide was used in making the film rolls, camera film rolls. Okay, camera film rolls, which were used in the cameras to take the pictures. Okay, the pictures were formed in these films only, and then these films were developed. These films were developed in order to form the pictures, color pictures or black and white pictures. All these type of pictures were formed out in the previous time. Okay, but now you know that we are using the digital camera, in which no these kind of roles are required, but in previous time these roles were required. Okay, so what are these roles? These roles were the films, the plastic films on which silver bromide is been layered. Okay, the rolls was nothing other than plastic film. It was a plastic film, okay, on which AgBr's layering was done. AgBr's layering was done. Okay, and AgBr is generally yellow in color, but in order to protect the AgBr, a special kind of layering was also done over it. So due to this reason, these rolls becomes blackish in color. They were blackish in color. Okay, so when these rolls were exposed to the sunlight, so there what happened? There the Br was liberated there. Okay, Br was liberated there, and Ag was left out there. So the picture was formed of the person, or for the picture you want to make there. Okay, it was been formed out there readily with the exposure to the light there, and Br was liberated there. So this method, this photolysis was used in order to take the pictures, in the older cameras. Okay, so this was a proper application of your AGBR. So these are some of the different types of decomposition reaction which we have discussed here. In the next class, we are going to discuss the next two type of reactions, which is the displacement reaction and the redox reaction. Okay, so for this class I am ending here only, and I am repeating again once more that you all have to prepare your notes. Okay, you all have to prepare your notes, and for that you have to use practical copies. Practical copies presently you can use practical copies, and uh, as you have done the class ninth also, that you can prepare the notes first for chapter wise. You can prepare the notes by topic wise, then after that you can write the question answer. Okay, question answers can also be written there. So I am making you aware that you can prepare the topic wise notes. Firstly prepare the topic wise notes, then after the topic wise notes means the topics which I am discussing here in the classes, you can make the notes of that, and you can write the things which you are understanding there in your own language there. Okay, then after that I am going to give you the question and answers, so you have to write that question and answers also in your copies. Okay, so this will be the way to prepare your notes for chemistry. So for today's class, I am closing the class here only. Thank you.